Hey guys, Sarah with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we have a review and install of our Barricade HD off-road rear bumper fitting your 06 to 14 F-150s. This is a full-width rear bumper with heavy-duty steel cold-formed construction and a textured black finish. Add some protection, style, and function with these integrated steps as well as light mounts, all while retaining your factory hitch. Coming in at around $650, this is a middle-of-the-road option price-wise, but with all the features that this bumper has, you are certainly getting a lot of bang for your buck. I'm giving this install a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. With that said, let's jump right into our install. For this install, you will need the provided 4mm Allen key, a 10mm wrench, flathead screwdriver, 3-inch extension, a 10mm socket, a 21mm socket, an air ratchet, an impact gun, and a breaker bar. Alright, so the first step in our install is going to be to unplug all the electrical items that are in your bumper. We don't have sensors, but you may, so you want to unplug those as well as the license plate light. So because our license plate lights have to come out of the bumper anyway, it might be a little easier to get them out from here rather than having to go under your truck and unplug them. Also remove your trailer hitch connector and tuck it out of the way. With a 21mm socket, remove the 3 bolts holding your bumper to the frame of your truck. You may want to put one of these nuts back on just to ensure that our bumper doesn't fall off before we're ready to take it off, just for safety. Moving on to our other side, break these loose as well. Now we can loosen this side the rest of the way, and just be mindful that the bumper will be almost completely loose at this point. With all of our bolts loose, we can now take the bumper off the truck. Grab a friend to help you out with this step. With our bumper off the truck, we still need to do a little bit of disassembly in order to get our new bumper prepped. First off is removing these 2 brackets that was holding our bumper to the truck. And now we can take the hitch portion off with 2 bolts on either side. Grabbing our impact gun with a 10mm socket, remove this bolt here and this one at the top as well. Once you have those removed, there is 2 more on the inside portion of our bumper. Remove those with your 10mm socket. With all of the bolts out of our factory hitch, we can remove our factory bumper cover. If your bumper has a lock, you will need to remove this as well. Opening the plastic cover, using your truck's key, and install it on your new bumper. Now that we have our factory bumper off of our truck, we can put it side by side with our Barricade bumper and really check out some of the similarities and differences. Right out of the gate, you can tell the Barricade bumper is quite a bit more aggressive appearing than our factory bumper. It's made of steel and features a nice matte black finish. They've included steps on the side of the bumper, as well as options for lighting, your factory sensors, license plate lights, as well as the lock. So if you're looking to add some aggressive styling to the rear of your F-150 with some added protection as well, this bumper is definitely going to do the trick. Now let's see what it takes to install it on our truck. Alright, now we can prep our bumper before it goes on our truck. We're going to start with these rubber caps because our truck does not have backup sensors. If yours does, now would be the time to install them in these little pockets with the provided hardware. With the tabs facing out, press the rubber boot all the way into the bumper. Next up, we're gonna install our mesh plates. This goes in place of lighting. If you have lighting already and you'd like to install it, this bumper does allow for that, and they have some really neat mounting points back here, but we don't have our lighting right now, so we're gonna put this block-off plate in. Using the provided Allen key and a 10mm wrench, tighten down the provided nut and bolt. We're going to repeat that process on the other side with the other mesh cover. Now it's time to install the hitch back on the bumper. Might be easier if you have a friend for this one, but you grab it by either side and slide it over top of these brackets. We can now reinstall our brackets using the provided plastic retainers. With our brackets in place, grab a plastic retainer and spin it down to hold our bracket in place. We can now install the bracket on the other side and grab our plastic retainers and either twist or push them down. With prep finished on the back of our bumper, we can now get it installed on our truck. You may want to grab a friend for this step as well, but we're going to lift the bumper back onto our truck. Grab the nuts at this point and get at least one on each side just for safety. With our bumper on and our nuts snug, we can now tighten them down. Grab your 21mm socket. Once these are snugged with the ratchet and you're happy with the fitment of the bumper to your truck, come back and torque these bolts down. With all 6 bolts tight, just double check the fitment of your bumper here. There is some adjustability, but once you are happy with it, go back and torque all of those bolts down. Now we can finish prepping our bumper with the small electrical pieces out front here. We can now reinstall our bumper lock as well as our license plate lights and license plate mounts. Let's start with our lock. Putting it in the position with each metal bracket on this side and the little tab up top. Insert it and turn, and then you can close this up. We pulled our connectors through our bumper already. You can do that when you're underneath, but these just snap into place. And make sure that the light is facing inward towards your license plate when you reattach them to your bumper. Finally, we can insert our license plate mounts. Again, with the light facing in, insert it into the tabs in our bumper. Final step is going to be installing your plate using the bolts from the plate on your old bumper. Might be a little snug since these mounts are new, but just get it nice and tight. All right, so that is going to do it for the review and install of our Barricade bumper. Remember, for all things Ford, keep it at AmericanTrucks.com.